Hey, y'all got any more of that Zenny? How about some Kamura points, baby? Come on, man. Come on, hook me up. Come on. Give me some Kamura points. Come on.
Hello, hunters. So you're looking to get yourself some Zenny or score some Kamura points. Well, you've come to the right place. In this video, I'm going to teach you how to do both by using a couple of efficient farming routes in the flooded forest and in the lava caverns. Now for points, it is going to be lava caverns only because I only did one route for that, and that is usually quite enough for me. As a matter of fact, I very rarely have to grind Kamura points, so sometimes I even question, should I even do this? But I figured, let's just cover both of them, right? But yeah, and then there's two routes for you to actually get money in the form of mining outcrops and then selling the materials. That's pretty much how it goes. So let's take a look here. Usually you'll want to do these only in high rank because that is when you will start getting, that is when you will actually start needing Kamura points and Zenny. But these should also work in low rank so long as you have unlocked the lava caverns and the flooded forest. So let's take a look. See here, we're going to go Hub Quest High Rank Expedition Tour. So you're going to go to the forest and you're going to look to see if you have the upsurge that we want. Now, like I said, the way we're going to be doing Zenny is we're going to be mining nodes and we're going to be selling them. So we're going to want to look at locale info, and we're going to want to have an upsurge of mining crops, which currently we do not have. Right now we have an upsurge of honey. Then, if we go to the lava caverns, which is the other place that we're going to be farming, we're going to want to have an upsurge of mining outcrops if we want to farm Zenny, or we're going to want to have an upsurge of local items if we want to farm Kamura points, which, as you can see, once again, we have neither. You're like, oh man, bummer. Does that mean that I can't go and farm these things, Rurikhan? No, of course you can. So first, we're going to teleport to the Steelworks. We're going to talk to our Noah here. And we're going to go ahead, village quests. We're going to do the very first quest of all, which is Roly-Poly Lanterns. The reason you're going to be doing this quest is because it is super fast to do. Now, some people might say, oh, if you go to the arena and you die against a monster, then that is faster. Yes, true. But this also contributes to you getting buddy points, which is something that you're going to be needing to craft weapons. And the time differential is not enough to really justify, oh, if I go to the arena and lose, that'll be better. No, this one, in my opinion, is better because it also contributes to you getting more things. That's why we're going to do Roly-Poly Lanterns. Now, we're not really going to eat for this quest because this is just something that we're going to do really fast. I'm going to tell you what I consider to be the fastest way of doing this. So you're going to get to the camp here. You're going to just jump up. You're going to collect this thing right here. Boop. You're going to instantly jump off. And you're going to collect that thing right there. Eesh. I got a little bit too antsy. So you're going to collect this. After you collect this, teleport immediately to the sub-camp. Which, by the way, before you do these, you're going to need to unlock these sub-camps for each of the locations. So let's go ahead and grab this fire lantern. And then you're going to jump off here. And there should be another fire lantern here. And in the unlikely event that this one doesn't complete your quest, there's another one up there, which will 100% complete this quest every single time. Okay? Boom. And that should pretty much do it. Then you're going to have to wait like these 10 seconds or whatever before you can actually return to village. Feel free to mess around, do whatever you want. The one thing that you want to keep in mind is before you return to the village, you want to be in the air because that will speed up this. I wasn't in the air. You can usually just Wirebug yourself and then stay hanging, and that will skip this animation and make this process a little bit faster. But basically, when you do this, what are you doing? You are cycling the quest progress. This means that your Argosy that is currently traveling and collecting materials, that is going to trigger. Your buddies that, Yori is scouting, that is going to trigger. As you can see, Argosy's pickup box is full. I'm actually going to go ahead to my room and collect the items because I actually need the items on this particular save file. So let's go ahead and collect that. But yeah, whenever you do this quest, everything advances. That includes also the Meowcenaries, the advanced one quest as well. And that is another reason why I would rather do it this way, because you're collecting tons and tons of materials as opposed to just like losing and getting almost nothing. So anyways, now that we've done that, if you go to the Gathering Hub and you talk to Hinoa, you will notice that the upsurges are going to change. So if we go to the forest, whereas previously it was honey, now it is bone piles. Still not exactly what we want. And if we go to the caverns, where previously it was, I forget what it was, but it doesn't matter. Right now, as you can see, upsurge local items. That means that we can go into the caverns and actually collect ourselves a bunch of Kamura points. So I guess we'll start with that. Gonna go ahead, accept this quest, daytime, nighttime, whichever you prefer. Canteen. So, important thing. buffs. When you are collecting points, one of the things that you want to make sure that you get is calculator if you can, which we can. That was very, very, very lucky. So we're going to go ahead. You're not always going to have calculator available. So we're going to go ahead and pop the calculator. And another couple of useful skills that I tend to take will be Dango Wall Runner or Dango Fighter. If you don't have calculator, then just take whatever else. Doesn't really matter. What is important is that you eat. And why is it important that you eat? Because if you eat, you're already going to have your stamina all filled up. You don't have to waste time like eating dango, collecting birds, whatever. It's not going to be filled up all the way, but it is going to be more filled up than if you hadn't eaten, and time is going to be important. I'm actually even going to use a dango ticket to guarantee that we're going to get the dango calculator for maximum points. Okay, we're going to skip the animation here. And boom, now we have that. Another thing to keep in mind is always bring a palamute with you whenever you are doing these routes. Usually I run 2 palicos in most hunts, but whenever I'm running grinding, I'm going to bring a palamute. Another important thing that you'll want to make sure that you get is some gear that gives you some basic stuff like Geologist. A couple of skills that I value when I'm doing this is Geologist, Evade Extender, Wall Runner if you can get it is alright too. I would probably do a much better set than this, but I just put up a couple of things together that are super easy to make. Which, by the way, if you want to just get 3 Geologists, one of the easiest things that you can do is you can actually come over here to the blacksmith, and with the blacksmith, you can go ahead and forge armor. And if you notice, there's 2 sets of leather. You might wonder, why are there 2 of them? It's because one of them requires materials and the other one just requires money. So you can just get a bunch of Zenny and you can just straight up buy a full leather set. And this will give you full Geologist, even give you full hunger resistance, which you don't really need, but give you level 1 botanist and a couple of more things. But, you know, another very important thing, like I said, is going to be Evade Extender because we are going to be using our Wirebugs extensively. So keep that in mind. Anyway, let's jump in there. And let's start our route. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to teleport to Subcamp 1. Now once we get to Subcamp 1, you're going to immediately do a 180, turn around, and then look towards your left. So 180, turn around, left side, pick this up. Then you're going to Wirebug to the right side. And you can see that there's a red node right here. Pick that up. And then we're going to Wirebug up here because we are going to be sliding down. Whee! I think sliding is actually faster than Palamute, but I never really tested it. Anyway, pick this up. If you'd rather take the Palamute than take the Palamute, it's just I'm much more used to using Wirebugs to dart around, and I would recommend that you get used to that as well. Now in here, you want to aim, give or take, towards that little cave opening there, because there's a red boy right here. And you're going to pick this up. Immediately get on your Palamute and run across. We're going to head over to the cave that's directly in front of us. And once we get here, we're going to pop this one. And then you're going to rush down. There's a Wirebug here. You don't necessarily need it, but it's okay to pick it up. It'll make things a little bit more comfortable. Then you're going to want to go to the left side here. Wirebug yourself up. There's a better way of doing that if you aim that properly, which I didn't. I kind of messed it up, but that's okay. It's still going to be pretty fast. We're going to come on down here. Then collect this iridescent ore. Then you're going to want to mount your doggo, jump up, then rush towards the vines ahead. Jump up. And then once you get here, jump off the dog and Wirebug up. Then instantly jump off, Wirebug yourself forward a couple of times, and then keep running and hold the mount button. The dog will show up. Ignore the monster because obviously you don't want to be fighting right now, especially not in that set that we have right here. There will be another node here to the left, so pay attention to that. And then that little stream of lava to the left, that marks the entrance to the next location that we're going to. Right here. There is a section here that requires a little bit of practice, this one. You're going to want to make sure that you go right down the middle, otherwise you will start hopping around and you'll miss the hole and whatnot. So if you mess that up, trust me, I mess it up often, so don't worry about it, don't stress about it. You should still have enough time to go ahead and collect yourself some decent points. Once you get to this one, you're going to teleport back to Subcamp 2. Now in Subcamp 2, if you guys remember, there is a broken bridge there. That is exactly where you want to go. So once again, once you get to the camp, 180 back. And you will see the broken bridge here to your left. Want to grab this. And then here you're going to jump off to the side. And then climb this wall. Again, I could have done this this jump a little bit better. It's just, you guys know the drill. Whenever you're recording, things happen. Then you start messing up. Anyway, next thing is you're going to want to climb up this rock. Because it's going to put us right into a nice little position to climb up here. The back. Because there is another node right here. Once you pick this up, we're once again going to wirebug ourselves and yeet ourselves pretty much across the map. You're going to want to line yourself up with the wall of the camp here. Go right through these trees. And then to the left of the trees right here. And you guys see a little glowy boy down there? That's the one that we want. This one. Then once you get this one, you're going to want to go ahead, jump off here. And we're going to go in the direction of that little hill. You're going to climb this. Then once you climb it, there'll be another point item immediately ahead of you. And then immediately after that, you're going to go ahead and get on your little doggo. Little doggo. And you're going to boost once in the direction of this. Pick that up. And then we're going to Yoshi our dog off of this platform. Up off. And you see that one over there with the glowy boy. That's the one that you want. Climb this. Pick this one up. And then 180. And you will see there's one glowing right there. That's the next one. And then after you pick this one up, we're going to go up this platform. Because from this platform, we'll be able to jump up to the next one. Just here. Wirebug malfunction. You want to pick this one up. And pretty much when it comes to me, every single time I see honey, I collect that as well. So, you know, I like honey. Honey is good. And the next one that we're going to go for, you see the little glowy boy there? That's what we're going to shoot for. You're going to aim up, shoot your wirebugs. Boop. This one might require a little bit of practice, but boom, done. And after that, you once again go back to Subcamp 1, and you repeat. And you continue to do this until the locale info changes. And I will show you guys how much we get at the end of this run. Do keep in mind that your mileage is going to vary wildly because sometimes you'll pick up items that are worth like 750. Other times you'll pick up items that are worth like 300. Sometimes you'll pick up items that are worth 200, sometimes 600. You guys can see the variation if you actually pay attention to the video. So your mileage is going to vary wildly. If you are lucky, you'll get a lot of points. If you are unlucky, you'll get not that many. But since we actually got Calculator on this run, that is also going to give us a little bonus, which is going to inflate our points even more. So keep that in mind. If you happen to do the run and you're going to be like, Rurikhan, I didn't make nearly as many points as you did. Well, okay. The problem there is that I was lucky and I had Calculator and you didn't, and I already missed one node, didn't I? Didn't I miss a node right here? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Whatever, doesn't matter. Anyway, like I said, I'm just going to do the rest of this run, and I will show you the end screen when it pops up. But this is pretty much the route that I've shown you. And yeah, I'll see you on the flip side. So I was actually distracted by my son a little bit during this run, so I could have made a couple of more points along the way, but as you guys can see with the bonus from Dango Calculator, we made 60,000 Kamura points. I don't know exactly how much time we were grinding for, but in post I will edit in and I will put like some text here that says how long we were basically collecting these points to give you guys an idea. But like I said, this is going to vary wildly based on your luck. If you are lucky, you are going to get a lot more points. If you are unlucky, you are going to get a lot less. But you know, this I found to be one of the most efficient ways of grinding Kamura points, is basically you go through the caverns, you do it, boom, done. And another advantage of doing this in the caverns is that eventually when the locale changes, there is potential for the locale to change from an upsurge in points of local items in this case to an upsurge in mining crops, which means that you can just swap and be like, okay, so now we're instead of mining crops, instead of local items, we're going to be gathering mining crops and we're going to be making Zenny instead. This is one of the reasons why I really like grinding in the caverns. It's also like the first grind that I ever did for Zenny was in here. So, you know, I kind of just got used to the loadout, the layout of the lava caverns, so that's another thing. Anyway, that is the Kamura Point farm. Now let's go ahead and talk about Zenny. Looks like there's a sale as well. Every time there's a sale, sorry guys, I gotta do it. We didn't get the doll. It is what it is. I do believe that it also said like the meow snares were done, right? So I always like to do my meow snares. You guys got to keep on top of this, like particularly if you're grinding hardcore, you want to make sure that you get as many of these materials as possible, because then you can also funnel these into things like, you know, melding and stuff like that. So always keep up with your things. But anyway, now that we've done that, let's go ahead to the Gathering Hub and check to see if we have upsurges in any of the other areas. Hopefully we will, maybe we won't, but if we don't, then we know what to do. Forest. Upsurge, local items, that doesn't really interest us. Like I said, in the forest, we only do mining outcrops. And then we have local items in the lava caverns again. So I could go and grind local items again, but naturally we've already done that. So you guys already know what you have to do. At this point, if you don't have the things that you want in your upsurges, then go ahead, go to the Steelworks, talk to Minoa, village quests, and go do the roly-poly lanterns. But through the magic of editing, I'm going to go ahead and not put you guys through the torture of, you know, having to do this multiple times on video, and instead just jump to the point where I complete this quest and get the result that we want, which is going to be mining outcrops either in the forest or in the lava caverns. So, see you guys there. Okay, so we now have gotten an upsurge of mining outcrops in the flooded forest, so this is the next route that I'm going to show you. So let's go ahead and do that. Now, for the mining outcrops, the buffs are not as important, but I usually like to grab at least Wall Runner and Fighter. The other buff, just grab whatever you want. It's not really a big deal. I guess I'll take Calculator. I'm not even going to use anything on this because Calculator is not particularly important for what we're trying to do. Now, the big difference between doing the Flooded Forest route or doing the Lava Caverns route is that the Flooded Forest route is actually repeatable, which basically means that you can keep doing this route. So long as you don't mess it up, you can keep doing this route forever or until you get tired. Which is actually one of the things that I'm not a huge fan of, because I like doing like one mining run and then stop, whereas this way you're going to be doing one mining run and you're going to keep going and going and going, right? So let's go ahead and let me just check up on what the items are that I currently have. This is important because we want to know how much money we're going to be making per run, give or take. So I have 100. Okay, I'm going to simplify things here. Is there anything that comes from the forest? I think Macalite you can get in the forest. I think these two come only from the Isles. So I have like 70 Macalite. Everything else I have at 100. See, this is important because, you know, if we're going to divvy up at the end what we're going to be getting, we want to make sure that I can tell you how much money we are making per run. So let me go ahead and sell. I'm going to sell one of these as well. We're at 70. Everything is at 100 minus this, which is at 70. And I'm pretty sure that we don't get these two, because otherwise I would have way more already. So Macalite is the only one that's at 70. So we'll sell everything else and we'll see how much money we make, give or take, on this run. So let's go ahead and do that. The way that you go through the flooded forest is basically the moment you get here, you're going to get on your doggo. You're going to want to go ahead and boost forward. Once again. We're going to go straight into the mining node here. Pick that up. Then we're going to double back. Go in this direction. We're going to press R2 to climb over this ledge right here. Boop. Then we're going to grab this node right here. We're going to boost one more time. And then in here, usually I get off the dog, because it makes it easier to navigate. So you're going to pick up this node. Then after this node, you're going to jump down here. Now it's very important if you're doing the flooded forest route to be fast, because the whole point of this one is that you finish it below 5 minutes so that you can go and do it again. Otherwise, the thing is going to reset and you're going to be losing out on the items. So, Let's continue on through here. And then over here on the left, we're going to pick up another node. We actually have a monster here, which is going to make this a little bit tougher. And what we're going to do is over here on the mountain, you want to pay attention to that little hole that you have there, because that's where you're going. You're going to climb right up in there. This one might take a little bit of practice for you guys to get right. Don't worry about it, just practice it until you get it just right, and then eventually you'll be able to just do it fine. Then you're going to come over here to the left. And in here you can ride your dog, but I'm actually going to go ahead and just use Wirebugs. And there's going to be another node right here. Then you're going to teleport to Camp 1. Or Sub-Camp, because this one doesn't really have 2 camps, it only has 1. And then once you get here, you're going to instantly double back. You're going to go this way. Like I said, one of the things about this route is that you will want to be fast. No need to stress about it, but do try to be somewhat efficient. Like I always say also, always pick up honey. Honey's always good. You're going to want to come through the side here. Do not go through the steps, because otherwise it's going to take you longer. And then at the very end here, as you can see, mining outcrop. Then you're going to exit out using your Wirebugs. You're going to get some momentum, and then over here to the left, jump down, pick this one up, instantly jump on your Palamute. Once again, boost. Boost, boost, boost. Now, one of the important things about this part of the run is that you want to make sure that you pick up a Wirebug, because that's going to make things easier when you get to the pyramid. There's a Wirebug coming up ahead of us. It's going to be right in the path of the route, so pay attention to where it is, right there. Pick this bad boy up. Now, this next section is going to be a little bit weird, because for some reason it's always a little bit unstable for me, but do it like this, then jump off here, then jump up here, and go straight up, and you're going to want to pick up that great Wirebug right there. We ran out of stamina. If you ever run out of stamina, just hang on for a little bit, let the stamina regen, then pick up the Wirebug. Now, you're going to shoot Wirebugs twice up into the air, and then grab onto the side of the pyramid here. That little door is where you want to go. This is going to require a little bit of practice with your Wirebugs. Boop. A little bit of practice is going to go a long way. Now let's make sure to pick up this node right here. They're going to pick up the other node right here. Boom. Then you're going to leap across the hole, because that's going to give you a little bit of a boost as well. And then you jump off. It's so weird. Like, this is the second time that I've had that happen to me. Like, the little glidey thing across the side. Anyways, you're going to be wanting to go to this section right here. Like I said, a little bit of practice on your Wirebugs. There we go. It's going to go a long way. And if I could stop running on these walls, it'd be great. There we go. And now we're going to pick up this node right here. Bloop. And after we pick up that node, you're going to exit stage left. Not left, actually. I'm going to go to the right. And you're going to want to go towards this tree right here, because there's going to be another node when you get there. So you pick up this node. And then after you pick up this node, just Wirebug yourself forward. And there's another node right here. And you are done. Instantly complete quest. Bloops. That's this quest done. And now remember, the whole purpose of doing this run is to run it multiple times. It's going to take you around, I don't know exactly how long it took us to get this. Your Palico is also going to pick up some stuff, particularly if you have a Gathering Palico, which is going to be useful. So pick that up. And then after you are done, as you can see, we can now go to Noto. And if you pay attention here on the Expedition Tour, the flooded forest is still with an upsurge of mining outcrops, so you can instantly go out and do it again. But let's actually take a look here. Sell items, if you guys see, we currently have 857k. Let's take a look-see here. As you can see, Macalite, we got 10 of that, so I'm going to go ahead and sell. That'll be 1,600. It's not even that much. We're going to sell 29 of whatever this is. So that is going to be, let's call it 15k, give or take, because we also have the 1,600 back there. So 15k, and then we're going to sell 38 more. It's going to be 25k, so plus 15, it's going to be 40. Let's call it like 41. 41k, we got a bunch of Fuchsium here. That's going to be 47. So we were at what, 41? That is going to be now 89, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yep, 89. Sell that. We also picked up some light crystal, so we're at 89k. So light crystal, we're going to sell 36. 89k plus 41, that is going to be 90k, 130k. Then we're going to sell 32 more, that'll be 78k. So we're at like, what, 100, I think I said 130. This is like 208k at this point. So it's a little bit north of 200k for 5 minutes. So basically in 10 minutes, you're going to be making like 400, 20 minutes, you're going to be making 800. So, it's a pretty efficient run, especially because it never runs out. You can keep doing it forever, which is, again, like I said, it's one of the reasons why I don't like it. But anyways, let's go ahead and then take a look here and see. I don't think we're going to have mining outcrops because, like, nothing is going to have changed. So I'm going to go ahead and take us once again to the roly-polies and change it until we get mining outcrops in lava caverns. But through the magic of editing, I'll take you guys there instantly. Okay, so the lava caverns run. So this is actually like my third or fourth time recording this because, interestingly enough, every time that I do this run and record it, it always comes to me like, oh, I could improve this. Anyway, pay attention to this ledge here. You're gonna Wirebug onto this. But yeah, this is like the fourth time because every single time I do this run, I'm like, oh, there's this thing that I can optimize here, make it go faster, it'll be perfect. So yeah. Anyway, you're gonna run up here. You're going to pick up this node. And this is going to seem familiar if you guys have ever done the Gaijin route, because a lot of my routes are actually based on the Gaijin routes, but I change a couple of things to make them, I feel like, a little bit more efficient for my playstyle. Like, for instance, here, we're going to Wirebug back, and we're going to jump up here. Now, you're going to want to mount your doggo, because this is uphill, you can't slide. So we're going to boost here. You're going to want to cross this bridge. And then from this bridge, we're going to just like jump off here, go to the side here. There's even a rock lizard here, which if you want to grind yourself a couple of armor spheres, you can get that too. This one's a little bit tricky, so you got to drop that there. Then jump here, pick this up, and then you're going to drop all the way down. These are two nodes that I added to this route that were previously not here. So let's go ahead and grab this. The reason I changed this route is because basically I was going through the thing too fast. Now you're going to be going this direction. You can see already a node glowing over there at the end. Then you're going to pick up this node and continue onwards. And from here, if you've done the Gaijin route, it's going to be pretty familiar. We just added like 2 nodes to it because sometimes I'd be running through. And there's one more node that I add to that route, by the way. But sometimes I'd be running through. And I would end up at the first node, and I would be sitting there for like 10 seconds, 30 seconds, because I had become maybe a little bit too efficient at running the route. And that would cause me to not be able to... That would be... Basically, I'd be waiting on the node. I'm sorry, my phone was ringing. I got completely distracted. But anyways, I'm going to pick this up. And once again, like I mentioned in the Kamura points grind, you want to make sure that you line up right on the middle here. Otherwise, you're going to mess it up. And let's go ahead, go through here. Pick these bad boys up. This. And we're going to be going here. Once we get up here, usually what I like to do is I just release the R1, and you will jump off the wall. Then you're going to be jumping up here. And you're going to teleport to Camp 2. And from here, most of this is going to feel familiar too, with the exception of a little twist. We've added a little twist to it to put even one more node into the route because it's on our path, basically. So, we're going to be going here. And down here, there's going to be a node. Pick that up. Then from here, we're going to start sliding down. And after you slide, you're going to jump up here. And on this platform, there's going to be a node that we're going to be picking up. We don't want to be leaving nodes on the table, all right? Then after that, it's going to jump from platform to platform. Because in my opinion, Wirebugs are way faster than picking up the dog here. Then we're going to pick up this one. And it's good practice for you to get some Wirebug practice as well. and then up here, and then we're going to pick up this node, and we are done. Now we're going to teleport back to main camp. And one of the things that you want to keep in mind as you do this run is that every 2 runs, like this was our first one, so on the second one, you want to make sure that you get inside the tent there, and you drop your materials. You can do that by just like picking up an item loadout, whatever, it automatically drops. As a matter of fact, I think you're just going inside the tent and leaving drops them. But the reason you want to do that is because you're actually going to be capping out on nodes if you keep running this circle. You keep running this loop, you're going to cap out on the amount of materials that you're picking up because you're picking up so much. And basically that is going to cause you to start discarding them, which is not what you want, because obviously you want to pick up as many of these as possible so that then you can sell them and make a decent chunk of Zenny, which is fundamentally the main purpose here. Now do keep in mind that your mileage is going to vary with any of these methods because, you know, the value of the things that you grab is going to vary. So whereas I might be lucky and pick up a couple of more valuable minerals, you might be unlucky, pick up some less valuable minerals, or the other way around. So your mileage will vary with these, but overall you should be netting a decent profit of Zenny this way. Keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to... Oh, looks like we actually ran into a... Jesus, still? I'm optimizing these routes so much that I'm coming around too fast still. Even by adding all of these nodes, it's still too fast. But there was like 1 or 2 seconds there, alright? I think you'll be fine. But, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to use the magic of editing. And I'm going to skip to the ending of this so that you guys can see the end result. See, and this is one of the reasons why I really like farming in the lava caverns, because basically our upsurge of mining outcrops just ended midway through like my... This is the 3rd or 4th run, I actually don't remember, but we instantly got an upsurge of local items. So basically I could just like, from this point onwards, start doing a grind for Kamura points. That is why the caverns is like a really good place for me. But since that is not the point, we're going to go ahead and complete the quest. And I'll be showing you guys the gains that we've made from this particular run. Okay, so as we take note of the items here, I'm going to go ahead and post the time that we were grinding for, however long the upsurge lasted. So let's go ahead. We're going to sell 76 dragon ore. That'll be 36k. Then we have 96 of whatever this is. Carbolite ore. 36 plus 65. That'll be, let's call it an even 100k. And in here we have 251 of these, so have 100k, and now we add 150. One of these, 154k. So since we had 101, give or take earlier, let's call it 255. 255 of... Here's going to be 131. 255 plus 112k. 467. My math adds up. 467k. Sell that. 467k. And then with the added 83, 467k. This is going to be another 104k. So it's going to be around 600k. A little bit north of 600k. That's what you can expect to do with this route. Give or take, like I said, your mileage will vary, but these are routes that will enable you to go ahead and get yourself a bunch of Kamura points, get yourself a bunch of Zenny, and hopefully these will come in handy for all of you new hunters out there, regardless of which platform you happen to be playing in, because the game is now available on multiple platforms. And I feel like to kind of just like round this video out, one more thing that I could show you guys. We're going to go ahead into the training area. I've already showed this on another one of my videos, but you guys might be seeing me do these routes and do all these crazy things with Wirebugs. You guys like, Rurikhan, I can't use my Wirebugs like that. What are you doing, man? And it's like, listen, this is very simple. I'm going to be using PlayStation nomenclature, but, you know, apply this to whatever controller you happen to be doing. Basically, the most basic move on your Wirebug is going to be left trigger and up faceplate button, which is going to be triangle, right? This is your most basic move. If you are in the air, it is going to propel you forward. Let me actually put infinite Wirebugs here on the training options because I'm going to be using them quite a lot for exemplifying. You press it again, it's going to propel you forward. And that is a lot of the things that I do. But I add something in between, which is if you press circle or B on your Xbox controller, or in the case of the Switch Pro controller, I forget which button it is. I think it's A. But basically, you're going to use left triangle, up faceplate button, and then hold right faceplate button, and you're going to be grappling on like this. Now, the cool thing about this is one of the things that you'll see me do often, is like, you can reverse your direction. So say, for instance, you jump off of a ledge and you're like, oh crap, I didn't mean to jump off a ledge, because in a lot of the positions that you go in when you're trying to mine those nodes or whatever, sometimes you'll fall off of a ledge. You can instantly press the circle, B, or A button, depending on your controller. It's the one on the right. The character grabs on, and then you press back and dodge, and your character goes right back on. And once you start getting comfortable with this technique, you're not going to be afraid of falling off of ledges. You're going to be able to course correct so much. And as like I said, you can even just like instantly adjust while you're mid-air. So let's say, for instance, you're here. You're like, oh, I want to go to the right. Weep. Go to the right. Want to go to the right again. Wee. Want to actually jump to the left. Wee. Want to jump backwards. Wee. So it's like, get used to doing this with the Wirebugs, because that is going to be it's going to be really useful for you, regardless if you're doing running routes or anything like that, or even just like fighting the monster. Being aware of all the movements that you can do while you're with these Wirebugs, it can get pretty wild, as you can see. Naturally, you're going to be a little bit more limited. You're not going to have unlimited Wirebugs, but still, it's really good to familiarize yourself with this, and hopefully these little tips will help you become a little bit better when it comes to running the routes that I've shown in these videos, and hopefully the routes help you as well. If this was helpful for you, then hit the like button, subscribe, bell notification icon, all of that stuff. It really helps me out, helps the channel. And, happy hunting, everyone. Stay strong, stay safe, peace out.